Hey everyone, we're back on our Mustang project. Everything's going back together smoothly. To be more detailed about what we're doing right now, the rear end is back in the car and it's going to stay back in the car, but we haven't hooked everything back up yet. So I started by hooking up the rear brake line back to the hard line. And I want to show y'all just how easy it is to bleed brakes because to me that's one of the jobs that I've always heard is the most scary, that has turned out to be the absolute least scary. I believe that bleeding brakes is a one-man job and that it's super, super easy. It just takes a little bit of time. So I'll show you how I feel, how I make it feel as easy of a job as what it is. Let's get you in here. Okay. See if you can see this. I've reconnected our hard line to our braided hose. That was easy enough. 3/8 line wrench, and the other side it was in the clamp well enough I didn't even have to use the other wrench, probably a 3/4 or something. You'll have all your tools out. And you'll probably remember when we painted this rear end, I mean that this on camera, but I blew this line out because the old fluid in there it's going to be a little bit dirty potentially, and every chance I get to replace my brake fluid, I do. That's a habit I picked up as a Mercedes mechanic because that was one of the services we did, was to refresh people's brake fluid because it picks up moisture out of the air and it just gets dirty. So you get the fluid out, or you get the moisture out by replacing the fluid, and then it doesn't corrode your internal brake parts that meet the brake fluid. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing to replace your fluid and not just sit in there forever until it corrodes something. So anyway, that was kind of a side note. Here's how I make it super easy. Let's go back to the front of the car real quick. Step 1. Remove your lid from your master cylinder. See, lid is removed. It's sitting right there. And as you can see, as you could have seen, the fluid is kind of getting low. Wow, that's not pretty. There's a hole in the bottom of my brake fluid jug from O'Reilly's that I broke the seal on. I wonder why it felt kind of low. But luckily I set it up on the cowl so it can chew away at my paint. But with the lid removed, you start topping off your fluid and don't make a huge mess like I'm doing. Man, I hate that it leaked up here. Right up there on my cowl. That's brake fluid. Lovely. Got a rag here. Clean that up. Come back with something later and clean it up better. It's not a freshly painted car, luckily. It's not good for paint though. Okay, this can be our brake fluid rag. Okay, now step 2 is move to the longest line, which would be, on this car, the one at the right rear corner. And you just open that bleeder. You open that bleeder up and you just let it gravity bleed. I'm a firm believer in gravity bleeding. You just leave it open until solid fluid comes out with no more air bubbles. And once you do that, you go over here, you close it at that point. And then you go over to this side and you open that one and you do the same thing. You just let the fluid keep coming out until it comes out with no air bubbles, and you, throughout all of these steps, you periodically check your master cylinder and top it off. And then once this one starts flowing with no air bubbles, then you close it and top off the master cylinder, and then you're done. So yeah, that's all you really have to do. It's that easy. There's no pump in the pedal. There's no nothing. And really, there's honestly no reason to ever have to pump the pedal when you bleed the brakes. I can't think of any reason why that's important. When you do replace a master cylinder, you want to bench bleed it, and then you'll use like a screwdriver or something. Not an actual screwdriver, but something. You use your pedal tool that goes into the back of the master cylinder, and you get that pumping with no air before you install it. But then once it goes on, you can gravity bleed. And so that's how we're doing this. That's how we're going to tackle this little monster. So I thought I'd give you that little tip. And yeah, we're making some progress, slowly but surely. We have some clutch parts ordered. That was kind of a thing I had to learn and figure some stuff out on before I just spent money. So then we can get the transmission and all that stuff installed. So yeah, this is just a quick little tip for bleeding brakes. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll come back for more.